Hello, welcome to the training video on creating and submitting an abatement notification for bridges. If you need to submit a building demolition or abatement notification, please visit the training videos for that subject. To get to the notification, you will want to go to the Iowa DNR website, iowadnr.gov. Hover over the Environmental Protection tab and look over to the far left side. It is the fourth item down. Click on the Asbestos training fires. Click on the link to the website. This will take you to the Asbestos Notification System login page. If you have not created an account, you will need to do so prior to submitting a notification. Please exit this video and go to the Create an Account video. If you already have an account, the login for the existing customers is in the middle of this page. Please enter your email and password you set up when you created your account. Then click on Login. And I will go ahead and do that now. For purposes of this video, I am Jane Testing. Your name should appear right here. If you have any unfinished notifications, you will see them at the bottom of this bar. To start, you will click on the line that says Submit a Bridge Demolition/Renovation Notification, which is the second item. The notification type should be original. The postmark submit date is the date you enter the notification. If you do not finish the notification and come back another day, the system will automatically change the date to the current date. You may also need to change the start date of the notification. The operation type for the purposes of this video would be abatement. Asbestos present would be yes. Your start date needs to be 11 working days from the postmark submit date. It's 10 days from this date with work starting on the 11th day. So today is the 28th. So if you go 2 weeks down on the calendar from the 28th, that would be March 14th. That's the earliest date that work can be started. You can have a date that's later than that. And then you need to fill in your ending date. So for these purposes, we're just going to pick the same day. It can be any date as long as it's not before this date. Do a search for the bridge that you are abating. It is recommended that you use the FHWA number if you have one. If not, you can search by the road, the city, or the county. And we didn't find it, so we're going to manually enter this one. So you put your FHWA number, and that's the Federal Highway Administration number that is printed on the bridges. And the road. If the bridge is in a city, you can put the city down here, but it is not required. And then the county. It lists all the counties. If you just start typing, then you can pick the county. We need the size of the bridge in square feet. And then directions to the bridge, which would be directions from a mile marker, how many miles it is from a certain road or an intersection or a highway. number of decks in Iowa, you're only going to have one deck. And then the year it was built. Asbestos location is where the asbestos was found. And then hit save and continue at the bottom of the page. The next thing we're going to do is search for an owner. Most of your owners are going to be counties. And we're going to say it's the Board of Supervisors of Polk County. And then you want to search for the contact and just hit search. This one says County Engineer. You can use that if that's your contact, or if you have a different one, you can add a new contact. So we're going to add a new contact. And then this fills in your information. This cannot be changed. On abatement, your abatement contractor should be the same as the operator, because abatement contractors have to submit their own notifications. We're going to skip over the demolition because we're not doing the demolition with this notification. If you were also doing a demolition, you would have to do a second notification. Total surface, I'm going to say it's 160 square feet. 165, so it'll be above the limits. They are reported either in square feet, linear feet, or cubic feet. The only thing that can be reported in linear feet is pipe. That's why it says pipe out here. And the only thing that can be reported in cubic feet is debris. Everything else must be reported in square feet. Anything under the limits of 260 linear feet, 160 square feet, and 335 cubic feet is considered a courtesy notification, and no fee is required. For anything over the limits, the fee is required. The square footage amounts in this box must equal, which is 11A, must equal the amounts in 11B. If you don't see the description that you can enter in here, then put it into the other but provide a description. It can also be split. So we're going to have 100 in spray-on materials and 65, and we're just going to say it's footings, or tar on footings actually. And then the test method, the most popular one or the most common one is polar light microscopy. Otherwise, if it's assumed, if you're assuming asbestos and you're going to treat it all as asbestos, then you don't have to have the inspector. But if you had it tested, then you need to answer it with the testing method with the inspector. So we're going to say the inspector is John Jones, and we didn't find him, so we're going to add him. And then we need his license number. And it has to be in this format, and then the date inspected. And the date inspected should be prior to the beginning of work on the bridge. Now, at least one of these is required, but you can answer multiples. This also has an other description in case it doesn't fit in any one of these checkboxes. This one you don't have to fill out because it's an abatement. And then the waste transporter, we want to do a search unless your waste transporter is the same as your abatement contractor, which is the same as your operator. So you would just hit copy in that case. Otherwise, you would do a search. And then you can have a second waste transporter. You would do a search for that and also for the content. And then the waste site, you want to search. And we're going to say it's the Des Moines landfill, which is actually in Mitchellville. And that fills all of that information in. And then you check the I agree box. And then this gives you a chance to review your information. If anything is wrong, down at the bottom of the page, you can go back to step 5, choose the step that you need to go to, change the information and page forward, and then hit save and continue. Okay. For a purpose, now comes the time where we have to pay for the notification. So we're going to pay with a credit card. And as you can tell, the amount due is $105. And that might bring a question as to why, because the notification fee is only $100. It's because there's a $5 convenience fee on credit cards. So we want to enter the credit card number. And then the month and the year of expiration and the security code. And then hit continue. If there's anything wrong, it will tell you. And then hit confirm. And then it gives you a confirmation number, and you can print this page if you need it for your records. It would be your receipt. And hit continue again. And this is where you're going to certify that everything, that there will be an asbestos and chef inspector on site during the demolition. So we're just going to say this is the project manager. And then you agree that everything on the form is correct to the best of your knowledge. Then you have to log in to the asbestos notification and sign. So you put your password in here. And again, that's the same password that you used to log into the system. And then you have to answer what is your favorite vacation destination. Then you want to sign your copy of record, and that will complete your submission. As you can see, it says processing. And then from here, you can either enter another notification or log out or do searches if you need to look at some other notification.